Hello everybody, Rob here from Average Hobby, and today I wanted to show you guys a video about one of my favorite effects paints. So this is a paint that, in my opinion, makes a big change. So, what it is, let's bring this down, is Army Painter Fairy Dust. So to put it in perspective, here is a Space Marine I prepared earlier, and you can see how on the left side here, the Space Marine is all shiny, and on the other side, he's shiny but not so much. What this is, what Fairy Dust is, it's a metallic paint that's clear, so it adds a metal effect, but it also, as you can see here on the Aquila, if I can get it to zoom in nicely here, and for some reason it doesn't want to focus. Give me one split second. Let's go like that. Oh, there we go. There we go. So you can see how shiny this side is versus this side. And all it is a small dusting, basically, like a dry brush of the fairy dust. It makes metals like gold here, for example, look really nice. I'm going to paint my my chaplain in the background in a few moments, but you can see, for example, it's clear. It does have a bit of a white pigment to it, so it kind of dulls down the colors. So the colors you want to use are obviously darker colors, hence why I picked the Space Marine here, because you can see that he's already pretty dark. But you can also make any paint a metallic paint. So what you do to make it a metallic paint is actually super easy. You do 2 drops of the fairy. You do, theoretically, 1 drop of fairy dust to say 1 drop of Seraphim Sepium. You now have a Seraphim Sepia. Well, camera's over here. If you do a drop of Seraphim Sepia, and a thing of fairy dust, boom, there you go. You now have a Seraphim Sepia metallic wash. Because it's clear, it will take on the color. It'll lighten it up a little bit because there's still a little bit of like a cloudiness. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll show you how it works here. So I've got my Chaplain and Terminator armor. I haven't done anything other than just my metallics. And what we're going to do is we're just going to dry brush. So all we do is get a little bit on our dry brush here. So so there's like almost none. And we just put it on here so you can see right now the mace here. We're just gonna it's the first time I've done any of this, so I'm gonna just you can see it's already starting to kind of dull up that gold a little bit and bring out the details. I'm not like the world's best painter by any means, but look how weathered now that looks. And how much better it looks. So it keeps the metallic because it's a metallic paint, but it's also clear, or it has a slight white tinge to it, so it gives it just a slight little whiteness to it. So we'll do the bottom of it here. Very light brushing. Yeah, there we go. Next I will reapply my paint, wipe it off. We're going to do the shield and all that stuff. So this I'm going to go down. So I want to go I've also never recorded like this before, so... I'll apologize about the quality here. See, it starts to weather that gold pretty good. There we go. See, we went from a nice bright gold to a nice dull gold. Do the leg here. Oh, got a little on his foot. That's not a big deal. Got a little too much on the pole or the foot there. That's not a big deal. I'll take the inner gold ring on the shield here. Some of the raised surfaces as well. And then we want to drop the model, of course. We want to get into some spots that we can't see. So this isn't a painting tutorial, this is just me showing, hey, this is how awesome this stuff is. And I keep hitting the camera. So once again, I don't record like this. So what we want to do slowly. Go over this part. Just catching I don't even know what those are called. I guess those are the ribs. There we go. Bring that out nicely. Do the arms as well. Very carefully. This also gives it almost like a weathered look as well, which is kind of cool. It gives it almost like a ununiform look to it. Ah. Now, because I'm going back into the gold again, I'm going to put just a little bit more on here. And clean it off. Now, the best part is you can mix this with any paint that you want and also turn it into a metallic. As well, which is really cool in my opinion. I'm going to go over those chesticle areas a little bit more. And there we go. Too much there, which I can fix up a little later. I'm also just going to take a little bit from the feet. I'm going to hit them with a serum CPM later to make them look a little less metally. Yeah, there we go. That's actually it. Basically, I would just go around now and just hit any spot I think that needs a little, doing up or whatever. But yeah, there you go. People were asking about the fairy dust video. So yeah, so what you can do, let's kind of rinse that off because I'm done with it and I can wash it a little bit later. One of the coolest things about this paint, like I said, is I love how I can also mix it. So it being basically Army Painter metallic paint, just without the pigment, makes it amazing. It makes it awesome. You can mix it with, any paint that you want and turn it into a metallic. So it's thicker. So usually what I'll do is if I'm adding it to a speed paint, I'll add a little bit, sometimes of the quick shade, or not the quick shade, the speed paint medium to it, which I don't have right now. I'd add speed paint medium to it to thin it out a little bit. And then if I need to, I'll just add a little bit more and I'll do a little test and all that stuff. But yeah, you can make any speed paint a metallic with that. You can make any paint a metallic paint with this. Now, as I said, if you do add it, it makes it thinner by a little bit, or makes it lighter. I'm going to move the camera around a little bit. It makes it a little whiter, so it'll make the color lighter. So you have to obviously, if you want it darker, use a little bit more of the original color, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, being that it's clear, you also get to keep, like you see the little space marine here, your original color, and it just gives it a metallic sheen. You can see the non-fairy dusted side and the fairy dusted side, where it's metallic, gives it just a nice little shine. And like I said, when it goes up against golds and stuff, it starts to turn them like a nice weathered brassiness. Yeah, so there you go. That is the quick little fairy dust video. Like I said, it's really good. It's amazing. I don't know if it's going to be in the new line of Army Painter paints. With them redoing the entire acrylic line, I've seen a lot of their other effects paints, but this is the one that I'm not seeing on any of their lists. The blood, the rust, the vomit, the mud. I've seen all of those, but I have not seen this one. So this, I think, being that it's not a very well-known paint, like the most recent video I saw of this was 3 years ago. And I just want to say, this is an amazing paint. This is an amazing effect, being clear, being able to be added to anything to turn anything I want into a metallic, or even just doing highlights like this. It makes highlights perfect. Now, yeah, I could go and do like a plate metal, but that will give it a sheer, like this will, obviously the kind of the grayness of this would start to dull down the black. Here, it doesn't dull down any of the black. If you look, it keeps the shininess. I mean, yeah, that needs a little bit of work. It's a little dusty, but it would destroy, like, for example, my golds. It would make the golds look all tarnished and all kind of silvery. This, just put on properly. I'm not the best with this, so if someone with real talent could use this, like I said, and you can use this for highlights, for example. You could use it with Hylor Blue and a little bit of this and do your highlights for your pauldrons, for your Space Marines. yeah, there you go. Quick little video, 15-minute video on fairy dust. Very good effect paint. Gotta try it out if you can. Cheap little experiment, and for me, it worked amazingly. With that in mind, thanks for watching. See you next time. Could be watching anything else, but you're watching this. So thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.